Hello and welcome, dear aspirant, our future officer and change maker of India. Hope you are doing well. If we already met, that is, if you have already watched my previous video on Ignite the Spark, Unveil the Power of Science and Technology in UPSC, I strongly believe that you're no longer working hard, but you have started working smart. On this positive note, let's start today's discussion. Today, we are going to unleash the potential, drive towards acing information technology for UPSC. And today's topic of discussion is artificial intelligence. So let's get started. Artificial intelligence, we have a good classification of modules based on UPSC emphasis areas and evolution of patterns. So we have six modules as you can see on the screen. So the first module is dealing with basics of artificial intelligence. Second, which is an important emphasis area nowadays, the government initiatives on AI in India. It also includes, you know, key schemes and programs, AI for governance, and India relevance. So this is one of the key modules we will be discussing together in the upcoming videos. We have module 3, which speaks about AI ethics, challenges, regulations, so which is also one of the key emphasis areas. Diving to the next three modules, so we have AI and sustainable development in India, which could be one of the key mains questions. So it tests your understanding on achieving sustainable development of an emerging technology like AI in India. And of course, the module 5 deals with current affairs. So, current affairs is not a static content, so it will be evolving with the videos or with the interactions we have between us. So, module 6 focuses on mains, practicing the answer writing capabilities. So, this is also not something that you can leave for now and concentrate at the times of mains or after you crack prelims. So this is something which evolves since the day one. So in today's discussion, the focus will be mainly on module 1, which is basics of artificial intelligence. So I'll try to explain what is AI, discuss different types of AI, and also take you through a fun slide for you to remember, relate your daily activities with the AI. So without any lag, let's jump on to the basics of artificial intelligence. So imagine a situation where a smart school kid comes to you and asks you, what is artificial intelligence? What do you mean by artificial intelligence? Dear senior, can you explain me? So what are your thoughts? Take few seconds. So if I were in your place, so how I would interpret artificial intelligence is I will look at the keywords or the words present in this term, artificial and intelligence. So artificial is anything that is man made, fake, incomplete, and man makes it to fulfill the greater demands of his community, which nature cannot satisfy. For a simple example, artificial food color, artificial flavors, right? These are all created by humans. So, to fulfill their daily needs, because the natural existence of these materials is you know there is a scarcity, so they are natural, they are not probably naturally available in abundance. So having this simple layman explanation of what artificial is, so if we link it with intelligence, so here human intelligence is a natural process. So an infant learns from his or her surroundings, you know learns how to speak, how to react. As these are all naturally developed in the human brain. So the intelligence or the stages of learning, analyzing a question and answering to fellow human beings, is all a natural process. So what man started to do is he want to be more productive. So he started creating fake, incomplete, you know, machines that could serve the purpose of analyzing, solving problems. Almost he's trying to achieve uh, artificial human brain. So man is trying to fake his human intelligence or simulate the human intelligence on a machine that he made, and he's trying to derive good productivity. So considering this simple discussion, dear aspirant, if you look at the definition of artificial intelligence now, so AI refers to simulation of human intelligence in machines. The machines are programmed to think, learn, and make decisions. So that's what a human brain does, right? So AI is nothing but simulating that. So you are asking something to a machine, the machine has capability to think and make decisions, give you answers. As a simple example, AI systems, on the other hand, they can perceive their environment. They are developed in such a way that they can recognize patterns. For example, if you take Tesla's pilot feature, it doesn't work on off roads, right? It should have a recognizable road pattern, like the motorways in most of the Western countries, like US, UK. So they all have a recognizable pattern of road lanes, symbols on their motorways, and autopilot feature, you know, is something which is easily achievable, and inducible in that system. So AI systems can perceive their environment, recognize pattern, and end of the day they'll solve problems, and they'll try to adapt to new situations. For example, again, uh, a Tesla car is already fed with situations, so it knows how to tackle a traffic jam, right? So it will adapt to the new situation that is happening live on the road, for example. So, hope it made a little sense now. What is artificial intelligence and what human is trying to achieve with machines? It could be hard for you to, you know, remember and recollect this definition. Let's say if it is asked in an interview. So here is a simple mnemonic which, you know, creates a mind map inside you. And whenever someone speaks about artificial intelligence, you'll be able to relate and recollect. So this is the mnemonic: smart. So we are talking about smart cities, smartphones, smart cars, and so on. So if we club the definition, or if we try to create a mnemonic out of artificial intelligence definition, that will be simulates AI simulates human intelligence. It tries to mimic humans, tries to listen, think, speak, answer, and so on. And AI tries to applies whatever it learned to solve problems. So it mimics reasoning capabilities. And AI also recognizes the patterns, as we discussed earlier. And finally, AI is, the man is creating a machine which can think like him, right? So this is a mnemonic. So in the upcoming slides, you will be looking at this mnemonic and trying to, you'll be trying to remember what artificial intelligence is. So in today's basic of artificial intelligence, we are going to cover the types of artificial intelligence, which is one of the key topics. And without any confusion or deviation, we will try to follow the evolution of pattern. That means we are trying to learn a concept, but not just the definition, or the context. So we're going to link it or try to derive relations of that particular AI type with the real world examples and relevance to India and impact on the global technology advancements. So that is the evolution pattern or emphasis area we are trying to, uh, I think you have put that in your mind. So emphasis area and evolution pattern changes the way you perceive the knowledge and store it in your memory. Right? So going forward, types of AI. So here is the basic definition, which is obviously needed, but it's not enough. So we have three types of artificial intelligence. First is the narrow AI or the weak AI. It is also termed as ANI, which is artificial narrow intelligence. So think of a narrow minded person, right? So uh, it has some limitations. Person has some limitations in the way he or she understands the situation and reacts. There is a limitation, and it's not well received by the other parties. Similarly, artificial intelligence also has a type which is a narrow AI. You can think of narrow minded. So it specializes in performing a single task. So an AI system, when it is designed or programmed to perform a single task but with high efficiency, so it is just concentrating on that single task. For example, ChatGPT. So what ChatGPT does, it takes in a question in any format. Like you can type the question, you can read the question, you can ask the question via images, right? But end of the day, it is focusing on understanding the question and giving you the best possible answer. So a chat GPT cannot drive cars, right? So it is a narrow AI or a weak AI when compared to the human intelligence. So all these types of AI are compared to human intelligence. So a human can do a single task efficiently and also do multitasking. A human can drive a car, he can dance, cook, he can give an answer, he can give a technical lecture, what he has learned, and so on. So, my dear aspirant, narrow AI is an AI system which performs a single task with high efficiency. Let's go to general AI. So, general AI is kind of self aware or human like cognitive availabilities. Cognitive availability is nothing but trying to understand the inputs, process its learnings, trying to give an answer with proper reasoning and logic, right? That's what a human does, right? And also learns on its own. Self-aware is something which is learning on its own. And if we talk about general AI, it doesn't exist yet. Okay, so this is not yet achieved, remember, which is important, right? And super AI. Super AI is a hypothetical concept, a futuristic concept, which says artificial intelligence surpasses human intelligence. So the robots are going to rule us, kind of. So this is all futuristic. It doesn't exist yet, right? But there is a futuristic discussion or research going on these topics. So if you see the historical background, so which is also important for you but not enough. So if you see the historical background, narrow AI or the weak AI emerged in 1950s. It's not a new concept that emerged, right? It emerged in 1950s with Alan Turing. So Alan Turing is father of modern computing. So Alan Turing, he coined the term artificial intelligence, and rapidly there were advancements after 3 decades during 1980s with expert systems. And general AI, on the other hand, it's also proposed by Alan Turing, but it remains theoretical. There are no real, general AI systems existing yet. And super AI, it is recently being discussed by theorists like Nick Bostrom, right? So, definition and historical background is important when you are learning about classification of any technology. So, let's move on. So, try to remember this mnemonic. That is the definition of AI you are trying to feed in your brain. And coming back to types of AI, we have now the important data for UPSC. So, types of AI, when you take narrow AI, the real life example are what we are using at the moment: Google Translate, Apple Siri, Spotify recommendation, or any digital platform recommendations like YouTube recommendations, Netflix recommendations, and so on. And ChatGPT, as we discussed, current generation ChatGPT is a real life example of narrow narrow AI. Similarly, general AI or AGI. So I stress that, dear aspirant, that this AI doesn't exist yet, but our movies, are always futuristics. All the science fiction is nothing but, there is a concept or a theory in science, and the movie director has a fictional imagination and he makes the movie, right? So in 2001, there Hollywood released a movie called HAL 9000. I mean, movie is a space odyssey, and HAL 9000 is a self-aware robot that falls under the general AI category. So it is self-aware, it learns on its own and does some good things or bad things to the society, right? Super AI. If you talk about super AI, we I, uh, I stress that, dear aspirant, that this is hypothetical, so mostly theoretical and maybe impossible. But our movies, so they're always futuristic. So in the 1990s itself, we had a movie, one of the famous movies, The Terminator, and in that we have antagonist character Skynet, which tries to control the world, and that is an example of ASI, right? Artificial super intelligence. And news and timelines are definitely one of the most important areas for you as far as your UPSC preparation is considered. So, news and timelines, when we take narrow AI, so the Open AI's GPT-4, this is launched in 2023, and there is no question asked in 2023 on this. So expect maybe a prelims question, or maybe a generic questions where you can emphasize on OpenAI's GPT-4, right? And Bard, Google's AI competitor, is released in 2023. This is also recent. So you might get a question, or it is always good, dear aspirant, to remember these timelines. So going to general AI, so research is on general AI is continuing. So the current affairs, uh, if you're following my WhatsApp channel, so the current affairs also describes the research breakthroughs on artificial intelligence. So good to have this timeline to remember this. And one of the key innovation breakthroughs or initiatives is Google has launched Pathways, which is you know uh, which is referring to the general AI. So Pathways is beyond performing a single task with high efficiency. So it is doing multitasking, right? So in the upcoming slide, my dear aspirant, I'm going to show you, a video released by Google to explain Pathways. So when we come to super AI, so Elon Musk very recently raised a concern about, AI overpowering humanity. So this is one of the key discussions on the technology forums. So so that is one of the timeline or news you should be aware of. And obviously there is ongoing safety, AI safety research, right? So this is making you, a step ahead from just the static concepts. So real life examples, UPSC board asks tricky questions, but if you can relate the information you get to basic concepts, you can easily answer. Going to the next slide, and I know you're looking at smart, and in your subconscious you're trying to recollect the definition of AI, right? So types of AI again, the final but the most powerful section is current affairs relevance with India and global. So narrow AI, we have AI powered chatbots. In India, we have my government, chatbot used for citizen services. Microsoft AI has launched precision farming tools, especially for agriculture in India. Right. So this AI relevance, and it is good to know this, read the journals around this, so that it will help you in answer writing for the mains, right? And general AI, on the other hand, so there are ethical debates, right? So this doesn't exist, but there is rigorous research going on general AI. So there are ethical debates, India collaborating with international frameworks, etc. So, and super AI, so this is a threat to human beings, right? So India has emphasized AI ethics in G20 summit. So this is one of the important, you know, uh, current affairs, India relevance subject on AI. And as you have seen on the modules, right, we have a dedicated section for relevance India. So there we will discuss in detail about G20 summit, what happened, and what we suggested, or put forward our thoughts on uh, responsible AI, right? So, and globally, uh, there is a AI regulation body for global AI developments. So otherwise they will be misused, and as a result there might be a super intelligent robot community that takes over humans, right? So with this, we are about to close the serious discussion and take a few minutes to have some fun. So it's show time. I watch a lot of movies and a lot of science fiction movies. So if you are also having same mindset, then you will like this slide. Otherwise, just skip it. Yeah. So now I will try to inject the concepts of narrow AI, weak AI, narrow AI, general AI, and super AI into your mind with some of the familiar characters in movies. So narrow AI. So I strongly believe that you know Jarvis from the movie, or the series Iron Man and Avengers. So Jarvis is the suit or the AI system that helps Tony Stark, right? In many instances, and Jarvis, don't think it is more powerful than humans. It is a narrow AI example of a narrow AI. It considers, you know, Tony Stark as its master and tries to perform tasks with high efficiency. Right? We have our Chitty. So Chitty is a good robot and an example of narrow AI. Don't want to, you know, create any trouble to the society. On the other hand, now we got some self-aware robots, slight antagonists in the films. So Eva, right, from the movie Eva from Hollywood. It's a character which is self-aware, develops emotions. So if you're interested, you can go watch the movie, but I'm sure you'll be mindful now. while watching science fiction movies. So you will categorize the characters into narrow, general, and super AI. And this guy is the next version of Chitty. He's an antagonist, and he is falls into general AI category, self-aware, trying to act like human, taking control of other robots and so on. And super AI, on the other hand, are the main villains. Like in Terminator, we have Skynet smashing everyone, controlling the world, surpassing human abilities. Right? It's an example of super AI that doesn't exist. And the Birdman Paxi Raj is also example of a super AI. Right? Enough enough of fun. Now let's go to some real time uh, news or current affair example. So you might have heard this name, Sophia. So the first humanoid robot to get citizenship. So here are some facts. This is for you to uh, just remember and increase your knowledge, because this is already asked in the previous year's question by UPSC. So there might not be much emphasis, but it's a very good breakthrough, in the field of artificial intelligence. So Sophia, who developed it, and when the AI system got activated. So important key concepts are facial recognition. So cameras are fit into the eyes of this AI robot and can recognize patterns, faces, and speech processing, and so on. So it acts like a human. It has some facial expressions and so on. And historic event is Saudi Arabian citizenship. So this is the first robot to get a citizenship. Date of citizenship is, 2017. Significance, the same thing. So take a maybe a screenshot of this slide and try to remember this. This uh, UPSC will not repeat the questions, but this is a good example that you can mention in any generic question on AI in the mains. So controversies are, there are legal implications on granting citizenships, right? To a robot, so the loss of a citizen and all. And also there is gender stereotyping. So it is released as a female robot. So there is a gender stereotyping in AI, which is not so just controversial, right? So this is addressed in 2017 AI ethics. So that is something which is important and probably ongoing discussion, right? And India relevance. Sophia visited India in 2018. So World Congress on Information Technology, right? So future developments, uh, nowadays there are n number of equivalent AI systems to Sophia. So you can, if you are interested, I mean, I don't want you to waste your time, but if you're interested, just go when you're browsing, just type in AI systems like Sophia. So you will get some other names, right, which are more sophisticated than Sophia. So future developments are, they are continuously upgrading Sophia. Maybe it is a weak or narrow AI system now, might turn into a general system. So it might learn from others, and so on. Now let's look at some key takeaways from this session. So this is for you to feed some keywords in your mind. You can take a screenshot of this slide too. So here is the knowledge basket, and here are sometimes terms. I'm not going to explain all of them, but when they arrive, try to hit the memory in your mind. Regames is generic, single term for everything about science and technology for UPSC. Artificial intelligence, artificial narrow intelligence or narrow AI. Definition of artificial intelligence: father of modern computing, first humanoid to get citizenship. Examples of narrow AI, real life example. Timeline, historical background of narrow AI. This is one of the examples of narrow AI. Again, again, chatbots, example of real time narrow AI in Indian government. So Microsoft's agricultural tools based on AI. So Bard is competitor of Google AI, launched in 2023. OpenAI GPT-4 is the current version of ChatGPT, which is highly sophisticated. The second is general AI. They are self-aware robots, artificial general intelligence, cognitive abilities developed in 21st century. Deep minds, research is going on deep minds, which is one of the examples. Pathways recently launched general AI system from Google. Now artificial superintelligence, hypothetical in nature. So theorists like Nick Bostrom, they have described them highly fictional. So one of the recent focuses is Elon Musk's tweet on superintelligence taking over human intelligence and AI ethics in G20 summit. So these are some of the key takeaways. Now, just to imprint, some images for your mind map, dear aspirant. So let's take a look. So this is the G20 summit where India proposed the need of a responsible AI system, right? And this is the official Elon Musk's tweet. So he says, worth reading Superintelligence by Bostrom. So Nick Bostrom. And he says we need to be super careful with AI, potentially more dangerous than nukes. Right? Just one of the tweets. Let's look at Google, you know, uh, interpretation of pathways. So here you can see there are many tasks that are being processed by the AI system, and it does multitasking and generates multiple outputs just like human does, right? So this is one of the examples. So with these mind mapping imprints, dear smart aspirant, I'm going to leave you and wish you all the very best for your preparation, and let's meet very soon on other topic from artificial intelligence, which is concepts of AI. And remember that we are learning about the first I, information technology, from our big aims, right? So the concepts of AI include machine learning, something called as natural language processing, and so on. So it will be a good session to discuss concepts of AI going forward. I hope this session has been useful, and always remember, be mindful and live a simple life, stress free life. So wishing you all the very best. We'll meet soon. Thank you. Jai Hind.